9 days to election 2024, 7th December 2024. My name is Kafri Day. My guest is Deputy Chair of the Electoral Commission, Dr. Bossman Asare. He's going to be shedding light on how ready they are. I will show you what exactly you have to do when you get into the polling booth. Dr. Asare, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, and good morning to all your viewers.
Do you also have a counter in your office saying 9 days more, 8 days more?
Yes, we do check.
So it's on 9 now?
It's on 9.
Tell us how ready you are. What has happened so far? I mean, today, what is happening?
Today, what's happening? We are wrapping up with the distribution of our items. This week, we had a meeting with the security agencies, and the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Mrs. Jean Mensah, stated clearly that over 95% of the items had been delivered.
What are the items?
Oh, generally, the items, we have what we call sensitive and non-sensitive. For the non-sensitive, almost all of them are in our district offices, because for those ones we don't work with the parties on it, especially ballot boxes, voting screens, the inks we use, etc. But for the sensitive, we are talking about the ballot papers, the biometric devices, which when we send them to the regional capitals, we keep them in the regional police armories. Some few days to the elections, usually 4 or 5 days to the elections. Then we transport them to the districts. And in the districts, they are kept at the district police armories. Then 2 or 3 days to the election. And usually, depending on the geography of the constituency, some of the items, these sensitive items, will be taken from the police armories a day to the elections. At times, it may be 2 days. You know, some of the constituencies are so big.
Afram Plains, I'm thinking.
Afram Plains, for example, usually at times you may need the service of these speedboats, at times even helicopters. And Afram Plains, you can't do it the day before. Within the Afram Plains towns like the north and the south, the capital, Tiase and Donkokrom, you can do that even 6 hours to the election. But the towns where you have to cross the river, it takes a while. So you require, and even apart from our front plains, there are some of our constituencies are so big. A constituency like Prestia, Huni Valley is so big. You go to Western region, usually have a lot of these big constituencies. And even you look at even the Northern region. So depending on the size of the constituency, the distribution of the items to the polling station can start 24 hours. Some of them to 12 midnight. So usually 7 hours to the elections. You can go ahead and do it. So as far as the Electoral Commission is concerned, we are fully ready. And we believe that come December 7th, we expect that of the 40,648 polling stations, by 7 a.m., all of them should be able to start for voting to take place.
So now we have over 40,000 polling stations.
40,648.
Is this an increase from the last time?
It's an increase. And in 2020, we used 38,622. But this time we are doing almost 2,000 in addition.
Why? Ghana hasn't increased?
Ghana hasn't increased, but what has increased is the population of Ghana. And the fact that since the population of Ghana has also increased, the EC has what we call threshold. And in this election, the threshold is that no polling station should have more than 750 voters. No polling station will have more than 750. So any polling station that had more than 750 voters, automatically we divided into 2. So if the polling station was called GBC, it will now be 2. So it will be GBC-A and GBC-B. And we use the alphabetical order of the name. So from A to, let's say, B or D, we will say you will constitute polling station GBC-A. Then the others will constitute GBC-B. So it's done in such a way that when you get to the polling station, you cannot miss it. Assuming you have always known that this place is your polling station, when you come there and you have been changed to B, it will be a nearby place. So
there should be no panic.
There should be no. Once you are there, you see the 2 polling stations. So these are just nearby. You don't even expect them to be more than 50 meters apart.
Okay, so 750 is the threshold number for which you have to have a new polling station. What about distances? I mean, because if you have a huge constituency, huge area, do you have a threshold? The polling stations must not be more than 1 kilometer apart, or
no,
you have that
we have that.
As well?
So it's the reason why we have some polling stations that have about 100 registered voters, even less, because of the distances. There are some communities that are cut off from the rest of the others. So such places, you can have only about 80 only about 50, only about 45, and you'll be compelled to have a polling station for them. But and again, the good thing for us is that although the threshold is 750, a chunk of the polling stations likely to be, let's say about 70-75%, are about 500, between 500 and 600. So only a few are 700 and above. So the rest of them about 450, 500. So we do anticipate that when people go out there in their numbers to vote, they shouldn't be complaining that, oh, the queue is long, because we have our verification devices. They are so excellent. They work very fast. If it gets to your turn, you are in the queue and it gets to your turn, we expect that within 1 minute, the process will be consummated for you.
Okay. This time we are voting on a Saturday. What specific challenges do you see that will arise because of Saturday voting?
No, we so far we are not anticipating any specific challenges apart from what generally has been made known to the Ghanaian people, that we have the Adventists who, because of religious reasons, that's their special day. Apart from that, as an institution, we don't have. And we even think that because it's Saturday and many people are not going to work, usually the formal sector especially, we are expecting that more people will go out there and exercise the franchise. And we even believe that our brothers and sisters who are Saturday worshippers, a number of them will show up, because this is done once in 4 years. So we are expecting that maybe their leaders will have discussions with them and behind the scenes, because this is something we do once every 4 years. So we are expecting the numbers to go very high.
Before we go and go through the practical demonstration of what to do when you get to the polling station, a couple of quick questions. Inclusivity and accessibility. Our brothers and sisters who are visually impaired, who are physically impaired, what preparations has the EC made for them?
Those who are visually impaired, we have what we call the Tata jacket, which my colleague will be demonstrating very soon. So we have an arrangement for them. Apart from that, anyone with any disability, if you want assistance, our officers are there to support you. Even beyond that, those people are not supposed to queue. The elderly, women, lactating mothers, women who are clearly, it's very, very visible that they are pregnant, persons with disabilities, when they get to the polling stations, they don't queue. They are given priority. So when they get there, we give them that special preference that, no, you are not supposed to queue.
How about somebody who is deaf?
Somebody who is there, usually they go with assistance. Once they get there and the assistance indicates to our officers that, oh, this person has this special challenge, we make sure that they are given that fair treatment.
What are the arrangements as far as security is concerned? What are the protocols? What can we do? What can we not do?
You know, for security purposes, which is mainly handled by the Election Security Task Force, led by the IGP and the Ghana Police Service, they come up with the strategies and everything. But generally, what we can say is that the polling station is a security zone. You are not allowed to go there with any weapon, be it a gun or a knife. You are not allowed to do that. A club, you are not supposed to do that. You know, elections is a contest of ideas. All of us believe that, oh, this person can do this. Others also believe that this person can do that. Let's go and show to the rest of the world that we can do it better. And Ghana is a country that has a very good reputation when it comes to the quality of elections. We've done it 8 times. This is the 9th time. So, and I believe that the good people of this country, they understand what is at stake. Just go there and exercise your right. If there is someone you like, you go out there and fight. You end up creating a problem for that particular person. So it's a day for us to celebrate, regardless of the outcome. Once the processes go on very well, all of us have a cause to celebrate.
Will the police be armed?
No, as far as we are concerned, we know the police, they don't go to the polling stations with weapons. So we expect that no citizen will also go to the polling station with any weapon, be it a club or anything. We don't, because the polling stations are supposed to be very, very peaceful places where people will exercise their democratic right. We shouldn't forget it. We do it once every 4 years. And this is the path we have chosen as a people. We've chosen as a country. So let's go out there and do it in our numbers. In 2020, we had a turnout of 79%. We are anticipating that this year the numbers will increase.
Was that the highest, 79?
It looked like the highest in many, many years.
So this year, what are you anticipating?
This year, so far, the commission will have a press conference where the chairperson will address the good people of our country, and the chairperson will lay out in terms of what we are anticipating. But for us, we think that once you are a registered voter, We have printed ballot papers for every registered voter. Ballot papers for parliamentary, for presidential. So assuming you are in Accra here and you registered in Ho, in Dambai, in Bantama, make sure on the election day you go there. Well, because of you, we have printed enough.
What are the numbers?
The numbers, we added 2 percentage points. So out of the registered voters of 18,744,159, we added 2%, so making it almost a little over 19 million.
You have the number burned in your brain.
No, that's the work we do. That's what we do for a living. So.
All right. Please clear this up. So there was a directive concerning journalists at collation centers. Make it clear for us right now. What does it mean? Who is allowed to be at the collation center if you're a journalist, and how many?
I think many people have misconstrued the intentions of the commission. The commission said that, based on past experiences, after every election we receive reports from observers. And one of the things observers have been highlighting us to do with the nature of the collation centers. At times, some of them, disorderliness, creating problems.
What is a collation center? Tell me, after I vote, what happens to my votes?
After you vote, the votes will be counted at the polling station at 5 p.m.
Where I voted?
Where you voted.
Good.
So that counting is for only that particular polling station.
Good.
So from that polling station, all the results in that constituency from all the polling stations, a constituency like Aswa has over 300 polling stations. So the results from all the polling stations will now be taken to the constituency collation center.
Okay.
So in that constituency collation center...
And there's only one collation center for every constituency. Okay.
So in that collation center, they will announce the presidential results after putting everything together. And they will also declare the parliamentary results, because the parliamentary results, the terminal point is the collation center.
Good.
So for the collation center, all those who are contesting the presidential elections, by law, they are allowed to provide an agent. So we have 12 candidates for the presidential election. So they are going to have 12 agents. Those who are contesting the parliamentary in that constituency will also have, each of them will have an agent. Apart from that, there are observers.
From where?
Observers, like it may be a media organization who has applied for accreditation to observe. Codeo, IDEC, all these institutions. I know Christian Mothers Association, Christian Council, Ghana Pentecostal, all of them are observing. They will be given the permission. Apart from that, there are international observers like ECOWAS. So all of them will go to the place. So the commission said, in order to avoid any disorderliness at the polling station, we need to put certain structures in place. So, and the constituency collation centers, they work at the same time in almost all the constituencies. So what the commission is basically saying is that in order to avoid any disorderliness, why don't we allow 8 media houses at each of the collation centers? And Mr. Day, you have been in this business. 8 constituencies are 276. So when you multiply 208 by 276, I think the figure is in excess of thousands. So many. So what the commission is saying is that simultaneously, 8 in Hohoi, 8 in Adenta, 8 in Ablekuma Central. When we do that, it will bring some orderliness, because if there is any institution that needs the media, it's the YISI. Because you are the one who tells our story for us. Look at the job you are doing now. Because of your work, Ghanaians are hearing what the YISI is doing. So we wrote to our officers that let's ensure that we do that. And a number of the collation centers are not that spacious. And this year, we've rolled out some mechanism for an area to qualify as a collation center. It must be walled. It must have be in a secure neighborhood and other factors. So in the thinking of the commission, if we should give unimpeded access to all the media houses, then it means observers cannot be there. YISI officials cannot be there. Because a number of them are such that the rooms are not so big. And you have been in several parts of our country. There are some constituencies to even get a very decent place for this particular purpose. It's very, very difficult.
So how do you determine the 8 in each constituency?
For that, we work with our officers in every district. I think we are working in 268 districts. For us, our districts are 268. For every district, we have our electoral officer, and they have been there. A number of them have been there as long as 8 years, 9 years, and they work with the media. So we've given them the media you work with regularly. Give them the opportunity, and we've given you this number. But because of some of the commentaries raised by your leading association, the Ghana Journalists Association,
and the GIBA,
the commission has gone back to the drawing table. We have put that decision on hold, and we are reviewing, and we are engaging them to look at a system that will be more comfortable. But the reality is that we cannot give unimpeded access.
So will it still be 8, or will it be 10, or will it be 6?
We are looking at it. We are going to review, and we want the best. Well, we need the media to report, to let us know of the developments in all the collation centers.
What's the collation center for the presidential?
The collation center for the, I would say there are 3. Because the constituency, they will also do presidential for that particular constituency, and they will also do the regional. So in Volta region, they will do the presidential for Volta region in Ho, in Ashanti, in Kumasi, in Ahafo, in Go. So they will, and when they finish, then we now have the national collation center, which the Electoral Commission will make it public very soon.
So we don't know where it is now.
So now we know where it is,
but we don't know.
But we'll make it public.
Also,
at times, as an institution, you must keep some secrets.
All right. Okay. Before we go and check out the demonstration, how long are you planning to have the results transmitted and declared?
No, but by convention, within 72 hours, and we are going to work within that particular.
So by Tuesday.
By Tuesday, and voting ends Saturday at 5 p.m. So 72 hours after that, I think Tuesday, 5 p.m. So the commission will try as much as possible to work within that schedule. In the event we cannot deliver within that particular time, we'll let the good people of Ghana, we will ensure we get all the right information, all the right results from all the regions before we'll go ahead and declare.
By all means, there will be attempts to misbehave. I mean, how are you preventing irregularities, multiple voting, interference with results, all these things that bad boys and girls want to do?
I think for our system now, to say you are doing multiple voting is not possible. The reason is that the biometric system we are using, our system has ensured that for everyone on the voters register, you are the only person. You cannot be twice. We have what we call this APIS, automatic biometric identification system, which ensures that, Mr. Day, you can only be once in the register. And when you are voting, we have the biometric device which will verify you. So if your name is not in the register, it's impossible. So you can't say you are even going to impersonate. And for those who are planning to cause any problem, the security agencies are there. And as I said, we are choosing our leaders. It's a contest of ideas. 276 parliamentarians, 1 president. Let's go out there and exercise that right. As the Electoral Commission, we don't care about the outcome. What we care about has to do with the processes leading to the outcome, to ensure that the processes are transparent, they are credible, they are free. When you look at the data of the registered voters and you compare each region to the national population, you realize that the EC has been able to capture in all the people in all the regions equally. So you can't say, oh, these people in this region are more represented in the register than the others. So the EC has done what it has to do.
What does the EC feel about radio stations and TV stations projecting and results?
No, we know by law, it's only the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, who is the returning officer, who declares the winner of the presidential election.
So we can go ahead and project.
No, you call the elections. As long as you are announcing, you haven't declared. Once you declare, then you face criminal prosecution.
Like what?
Oh, criminal prosecution, okay, that one, we don't know how many. I need to check how many years.
Oh, it's in years, eh?
Is that serious? Because by law, it's only the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Mrs. Jane Mensah, who declares the winner. And at the constituency level, the chairperson has mandated returning officers to declare the winners of the presidential. So at the constituency level, they only announce the winners of the presidential election in that constituency.
Right.
And regional too, we do the same thing. And let me say, before we go to the demonstration, in 2020, the new CI we adopted for the election, CI 127, we have what we call the regional collation. So for the presidential election, when the voting closes at the polling station, and we all go to the constituency collation center, the parliamentary will be declared there, and that will be the final point. But for the presidential, after the announcement of results in that constituency, in all the constituencies in that particular region, so let's say the 18 or so in Volta region, the 47 in Ashanti will all go to Kumasi, our regional collation center. All the 18 in the Volta region will go to Ho, our regional collation center. So we are going to have the composite regional results for each of the presidential candidates. So at the national collation center, where the chairperson is in charge, the chairperson's job will now be to lead in the collation of 16 regional results. So we are not doing constituency results at the head office. The chair is in only 16. Okay. So we will not be entertaining, presidential results. No. That's not the regions. Job. We are doing regions.
Is this an innovation?
No, we started in 2020.
Okay, so it's just
we haven't changed the law, so that's what we are doing.
Now, before the demo, in the event of disputes or challenges at the constituency level or whatever, polling station level, what's the mechanism?
There are mechanisms in place. At the polling station level, in the event of any misunderstanding, we even give the party agents the opportunity to indicate. And the presiding officer at the polling station is the one in charge. We've trained them, we've told them in the event that there is anything which is not clear, they will refer everything to the returning officer who is at the constituency collation center. So in terms of dispute, but usually by law, once the results are declared and there is any misunderstanding, then that one you have to use a legal process. But we try as much as possible that if there is any misunderstanding at the constituency level, we have our district officer who is the overall supervisor. We also have the returning officers who support the work. We try to iron them out. But if there is still misunderstanding, we escalate it to the next level.
Okay. And on the national level, if there are disputes?
No, we work at the National Collation Center, the parties have their agents there. So usually what the chairperson does at the National Collation Center is that once the results from each of the regions get to the National Collation Center, it will be given to the parties. And by the time the chairperson will get the results at the National Collation Center, the parties and agents have already endorsed those results in their respective regions.
Okay.
So they only compare what they have to what our returning officer or our regional director or regional collation officer has sent to the chairperson at the National Collation Center.
A lot of people are hoping that this time the numbers will come once without any going back and forth, because it created tension the other day.
I think that I don't know if the word to use it is basically needless tension, because when you look at it was very clear that this was I don't know if maybe harmless error, very very genuine mistake. But
tensions are high,
No, and that's why I think that's the nature of our system. This is a very very competitive democracy, an adversarial one as such. So any minor thing, and the EC has learned a lot of things from that, and we are working with the parties, and we expect that, because this is a project for Ghana. When it goes well, it bodes well for all of us.
We're all happy.
Yes.
How many people are going for? How many parliamentary seats are we looking at this time?
276. We created a new constituency.
Is that to cover the
South?
So Central Kofi, Akpafu, Lolobi,
they are voting.
They are voting.
They are voting. They are voting. They have. I know the two parties. At least I'm aware the NDC has a candidate there. The MPP also has a candidate.
Okay.
So they are, for the first time, they are going to have their own member of parliament. But I need to also.
What happened the other time for those who?
The other time, many Ghanaians think that it was the EC that created it. In 2020, around November 9th, the Parliament of Ghana passed an LI creating the Guan district. And when Parliament passed an LI creating the Guan district, the EC was alerted that because the district had been created, the EC must take steps to create a constituency. As soon as we received that particular letter, the Parliament had gone on recess for the 2020 elections.
So they were not around to come and work on it.
They were not around. And to lay a CI, the CI must be laid in Parliament 21 sitting days. So check your record from 9th November. We even received a letter notifying us of the creation around 14th November. So it wasn't possible. So if there was any institution that disenfranchised the people of SAR, the EC can never be associated with it.
So Parliament cause that?
No, I know the EC cannot never be associated with it.
So the Parliament cause
no, that one may be your own interpretation. But the EC can never be
Dr.
part
Asare,
of it.
all right, let's go do our demo. Okay, so we are moving towards, we have a voting, what do you call it? What's the technical name for this?
And this is the voting screen.
Voting screen, yeah, come with me. Yeah. Okay, so we have a voting screen here. And we're going to go through the system. I believe Mr. Fred Tete is Deputy Director of Research, Monitoring and Evaluation. You're going to show us exactly what the situation is. Okay, so first of all, a disclaimer, the ballot paper that we're using here is from the 2012 election. Is that correct?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, I have to show it.
Yeah, show it to them, show it to them. So what happens? You come to the voting screen. Okay. So this is a ballot box.
This is the ballot box.
Will it look like this time?
Exactly.
That's going to look like this.
Yes.
This is our ballot box.
This is our ballot box.
All right.
So this is the this is the material that will be received by the presiding officer. At every polling station, you have 5 officials.
Okay.
The head of the team is the presiding officer.
Right.
So he's going to receive the ballot box that has the content of the materials that will be used for the elections.
Okay.
Okay. So now let me empty the content so that we see.
So this is how it will come?
Yes.
With
it will
all the
come
stuff?
sealed.
Sealed.
Exactly.
So what is this? Show
Right.
us.
So it will come sealed. Okay.
It will come like this.
It will come sealed, fully
Okay.
sealed. So you have the content. So they will break the seals and then open the ballot box, empty the materials.
Okay.
So,
List them as you bring them up. What is this?
yes. So here is the ballot paper.
Okay.
So for this particular polling station, GBC Studio 2,
Yes. Studio
Studio
1.
1 polling stations,
Yes.
we've been given 3 ballot papers.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the ballot paper.
Yes. From the 2012 election,
Exactly.
please. Don't say we change your numbers. This is from 2012. I repeat, 2012. All right.
Exactly. So we're going to have the register.
That's a register?
The voters register that will be used.
Okay, all right.
An old register.
Old
Old
register.
register,
This is an
yes.
old one.
Old
Okay.
one, yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes. And then we have the name reference list.
Okay.
The name reference list goes with the register.
Good.
The names on the name reference list is the same as the names in the register.
Fantastic.
So if your name is not found in the name reference list, there is no way your name will be found in the register.
All right. What else is in there? Is in your
We
box of
have
goodies?
the multiple lists
Okay.
for persons that have done multiple registration. So if you've done multiple registration,
Your name will be there.
Your name will be there. And it's not only your name, you have your picture, where you registered, your first registration, your second registration, and the date that you registered.
Okay, so
So you
these
can
are
see
real
that
people
such,
who-
exactly, you can see that this particular person, I don't want to mention the
Have you
name,
gone after them?
No, they cannot vote. So
they
for
cannot
us-
vote. So the moment you see your name there, so
Okay.
you have no cause
Okay.
to doubt
Okay.
if you found your name in the multiple list.
Okay, all right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Do people
And
get
then-
violent when they see their names there?
Usually, those people don't even come
They don't
around.
even come around.
They don't even come around. And on the name reference, you need to indicate when your ID card is missing
Okay.
Yes.
or
ID
is
card.
misplaced.
Okay. Okay.
So this is an exclusion list.
Exclusion list.
Exactly.
That's
Exception
right
list.
there. Exception
Yes.
list. Yeah. Show it to
Exactly.
this is a camera. The red light.
Exactly.
So
Right.
you show it to it.
Right.
Yes.
This is the exception list. Okay. For such a person, either he has been challenged as not a Ghanaian.
Okay.
Okay. Or less than a minor.
All right.
Okay. Or the person has passed.
Okay.
Right.
It's a lot of documents you handle.
Exactly.
Yes, it's
You
true.
also have the proxy list.
What is a proxy list?
Proxy list is name of person, somebody at the polling station who will not be available and has requested or applied for somebody to vote on his
their-
behalf.
Okay.
Exactly. We have the transfer lists.
Okay, those whose votes were
Those who have
transferred.
transferred to other places, and then absentee
Voters
list.
Okay.
Exactly.
So a whole bunch of lists.
Whole lot. Very,
Exactly.
very complete.
Okay. Where's
But
the ink?
let me add that it is not at all polling station or
Okay.
every polling station that you are going to see the other lists.
Okay.
The automatic list that will be there is the name reference list and the main voters register.
Okay.
Okay. You may go to a center, there is no transfer, there is no absentee voters list, there is no proxy.
Good.
Okay.
Now I'm sure people want to vote.
Right. So I have a sample of the pink sheets. The famous pink sheet is here
yeah,
as well.
yeah. What-
And this one is also 2012.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
What does the pink sheet do? What is
The
it for?
pink sheet is the statement of poll and the declaration of result sheet for the polling station.
When everything has been voted.
When we've done everything, we've counted, we've reconciled,
Okay.
that is where we put in, we'll enter the results.
Let me hold the pink sheet. I've never held a
Right.
pink sheet before.
This is a pink sheet.
So ballot information to be filled, information about the register,
Exactly.
ballot accounting, rejected ballot report, name of the candidates, all of them are there. That time we had only 8. Name of the polling agent, and everything is filled. So that's the famous pink sheet that was trending back in the day, 2013.
Exactly.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Pink sheet.
And I also have with me what we call the tartar jacket
For those who are
for the
blind.
persons with visual impairment.
Okay.
So I think when we start the
Okay.
demonstration,
So if you
we'll
want
see how it
candidate
works.
1, it's 1,
Exactly.
2, 3
Exactly.
balls, 4, 5,
Right.
6, 7, 8.
Exactly.
Okay.
So when you come to the polling station as a person with visual impairment,
Okay.
the ballot issuer should slot in the ballot in the tartar jacket.
Okay.
We've trained them so they know how to fill the top of you can see the edges. So when they come, they fill the edges when it's given to them. The ballot issuer have to insert
Yeah, show it to
the
my camera.
the ballot paper in the jacket.
So it goes in.
It goes in.
And then the one
yeah,
dot.
Carefully, then I can give it to close your eyes.
Yes.
And then I've given it to you.
All right.
So I've given it to you. Hold it, fill the top first.
Okay.
You fill the top. Yes. Have you seen where the top is?
Okay.
Okay. Now your choice is assuming candidate number 2.
Okay.
So fill it.
Oh, okay. So
Have you seen?
So
two?
when I press on the two dots.
Exactly. So
then
when they do that, they put their hand in there. That's from the training.
Okay.
Now you put your hand in the ink.
Where's the ink?
The ink
thumbprint part. It will be in there.
Give me the
So
ink.
I'll match you to the. Yes.
the
Exactly.
voting screen.
Exactly. So hold on.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then so you put it, and then you press it on.
You press it on your number.
I'll show you.
Okay.
So because you've not been trained.
Yes.
So you are on 2. So you make sure that when you dip your hand in the ink.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You bring it. They swipe it on their to guide them.
Oh.
Have you seen it?
Okay.
And then you remove your hand.
So that you don't vote for something that the person didn't want.
They didn't want.
Exactly.
Ah.
Have you seen it?
I see
Now
the
you can
process.
remove your hand.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Remove your hand.
And that's my vote.
Okay. Wait. You have to clean your hand.
Yeah.
Yes. Clean it.
Okay.
Okay.
So-
No, you will not show it.
I'm not
Hey,
sure-
you
no,
show your.
I'm showing it to the camera.
Oh, okay.
For them to see what
For
it
them
looks
to
like.
see, what they do.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how they do it.
Yeah, this is a demo.
And then, right, this is a demo. And then the other thing is that you can see that the jacket is black. Because the ink that we're going to use is black, if the jacket is not black, when the Tata jacket is given to another person, you know who the first voter voted for using the jacket. So it's black, and the ink also is black.
Okay.
So he will come out, or she will come out, fold it.
Okay.
Okay.
So I clean my fingers first before I.
Yes, before
fold
you
it.
start folding it.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
You fold it, and then you
Okay.
come out, you drop it in the box.
Where's the box?
We'll mount the box.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Right.
So now voting for those who are cited.
Exactly.
You get.
So we can start with
Yeah,
that one.
yeah.
So let me empty everything. Okay. So at the start of the poll, the presiding officer must show the ballot box as empty to all the observers and party agents and voters
Voters around.
in queue. Okay. Then the next thing to do is to seal. Okay. Usually, at the start of poll, we seal, and the political parties are also allowed to place their seals.
Oh, really?
Yes. So, assuming this, you can see that this one is a deep green. These colors are light green. Okay, it belongs to a political party. So the parties also are allowed to put
bring their
in
own
their
seals.
seals on the box.
Okay.
Okay, and then we place the box in the open. Okay, right. I have my register, I have my ballot papers. Okay, I have 2 ballot papers left. Can I have 2 voters coming in?
We want 2 voters.
Yes,
So the voters are coming.
yes.
Okay.
Right.
So this is a first
So
time
join
voter.
the queue.
Yes.
Okay. Place your name. You give me space a little bit. Okay. Your name is? Okay. The name reference list has been arranged in alphabetical order. So the moment she mentions a name, Lisbeth, okay, I go straight away to what? E. Right. So I'll open, quick, and then I'll locate her name. Then I will tell the name reference list officer, will tell the verification officer that Lisbeth's name can be found in page 19, page 29, right, in the voters register. So the verification officer will open to page 29.
And they will find Elizabeth.
Yes, and straight away, we can see the name of Lisbeth. Yes, I've seen the name of Lisbeth. Lisbeth, come over here. Okay, what the verification officer will do is to check for resemblance. Okay, the picture of Lisbeth in the register. I can see Lisbeth here. Okay, so the next thing to do, the officer will take the BVD, the verification device, and scan the QR code. Because the QR code in the register is embedded with the biometric of Lisbeth, and then the details, the biometric details of the register is also embedded on the SD card in the BVD. If it matches, it will sound verified. So I scan, yes.
there's a sound.
So with the moment I scan the QR code, okay, now I'll ask Lisbeth to place your hand.
What is the sound? We want to know what the sound is.
Yes, I'm coming. So she's going to place a hand, a finger. Yes. Okay. So now, the moment it matches, it will say verified to the hearing of all of us.
In English?
Yes.
In English.
Yes.
So,
To the hearing of
she
all
will
of us.
hear those around.
All
close,
those are the party
Verified.
agents sitting around will hear verified. Okay. You can remove your thumb.
Is this a new innovation? Last time I don't remember
No,
this.
no,
we've
it
been doing
happened.
that from 2012.
People don't
Yes.
pay
Pay
attention.
attention. They just
So
want to vote and go.
now she qualifies to go through the process. Now she will come to the first ballot paper issuer. I'll dip
Presidential.
a finger in the indelible ink, and then I'll validate the top right corner or left of the ballot paper.
Show it here. Yeah.
Okay, so the ballot paper has been validated. The instruction at this point by
Go ahead.
the ballot paper issuer, presidential ballot paper, is to tell Lisbeth that after you've marked your choice, fold it vertically and then horizontally before you come and put it in the box. The box is outside there. You can go to the screen. Okay? So now you can come to the screen and then
She'll vote.
to vote.
Yes. And then she closes. Is she supposed to clean her thumb after she's voted?
Yes.
So there'll be tissue there?
Yes.
Before you fold?
Yes.
Otherwise, you will mark it. You may mark it.
Mark it.
Yeah, so you vote first,
And then you clean
then you clean.
before you fold.
Okay. Vote, clean, fold.
Okay.
Fold, yes.
Right.
Okay.
Please, you can walk out. The
All
next
right.
person,
She's voted. So there'll be tissue in the place.
there is tissue, in the
In
the
the-
screen.
in the screen.
We've made it
Yeah,
available.
yeah.
Okay. Please, your name,
Beatrice.
Beatrice. Okay. So the name reference list officer will go to B, Beatrice. Okay. I've seen your name. Okay. Beatrice's name can be found in page 24 left of the main register. So open 24 left in the register. Yes, Beatrice, please come over here.
Judgment
Then-
day will be like this.
The
Is your name there?
verification
there.
officer will use the BVD to scan. Please, your finger, your index finger. Yes. With the finger that will be placed on the machine, it is the machine that will determine.
Okay.
Right. So index finger, yes. It has failed. Try the other one. Next
Another
finger.
finger,
Yes. That one too failed. The next one. Let's go. It has also failed. What is happening? Now let's try your left fingers. That one too has failed. 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 Okay. So for fingerprint verification, which is by default how the BVD has been set, it has 3 levels of verification. First, the default is fingerprint. The next is facial recognition. And the last one is manual.
Okay. So if the fingers fail, then you
Down,
face.
the fingers has failed, all the 10 fingers. And I would like to emphasize that people should not be heckled in the queue when they approach the table and their fingers are failing. They have the option for facial recognition.
Okay.
So the facial recognition, because I confirmed the picture of Beatrice in the register and I scanned the QR code, Beatrice's picture will also pop up on the BVD.
Good.
Right. Because the fingers has failed, what we are going to do is to do what? Facial recognition. For facial recognition, the verification officer will take a photograph of Beatrice.
Does she have to have her glasses on? She will take it off.
She will take it off.
Take off your glasses, Beatrice.
Right. we take a picture of her. The moment we take the picture, and like I said, the biometrics on the SD card and that of the register, the QR code, matches, it will also sound verified. Verified, okay? So the moment she is verified, the machine, the BVD has recorded that she has been what? Verified.
All clear.
Right, cleared. So Beatrice, now come, you are cleared. Get your
ballot issue.
So you close it.
right.
You stamp.
So what I will do, something that I should have informed the public, is that each time someone is verified, the verification officer drew a line across the QR code, blocking it and ticking in the register. Right, okay. So that is done. I'll also validate
By stamping?
by stamping. This one, I'm using the, yes, at the back top corner. Beatrice, mark your choice, okay? I'll put your hand in the indelible ink. Let's demonstrate.
Yes.
Yes.
Where's the ink?
I don't have it here. I don't want to disenfranchise anybody,
Okay.
so don't worry. So
All right.
we'll dip your hand in the ink. You mark your choice. First, vertical voting, and then horizontal. Okay, place it go.
Let's come and vote.
When you, after marking, clean your hand with a tissue before you fold. Right, okay, so please. Can we get a third person?
At the time, do the talk about the name reference and that if you don't have the ID card.
Third person for the manual. Okay, third person, please come. Please come.
We need a man.
A man. Okay, please mention your name.
My name is Elvis.
Okay, Elvis' name is in the name reference list. Okay, I've scanned. Now, Elvis, put your hand on the scanner. Failed. Next one. No, next one.
This one.
Okay, so you continue placing your hand. It has failed. So the demo that I'm trying to do is that for Elvis, all his 10 fingerprints failed.
What happened?
Now I'm going to do facial recognition. That one too failed.
Oh.
It can fail for persons, either the person has had an acid bath or plastic surgery or something, maybe a major accident that has affected facial distance. So what we're going to do, like I explained, in this case for Elvis, the BVD will go to the third level of verification, which is the manual verification. It's asking the officer to do a manual verification because his picture in the register, his details are correct. Because I scanned the QR code, his picture and everything has also popped up. So I will call you, political party agent, that for Elvis, is everything failed and you are witness. You can see his picture is here, okay? So the officer will take what we call the manual verification form, complete it, ask the party agent also to endorse. And now the verification officer will accept the manual verification on the machine.
Based on the endorsement from the party agents.
Exactly.
All the agents, right?
Exactly.
Yes. Okay.
So now we've gone through that. Now I issue him a ballot paper. Okay. I think I have run out of ballot paper. So let's say I'm giving him a ballot paper. Go in there and then vote.
Now,
right.
how close should the party agents be to the action?
Not to the neck, breathing at the neck of the official. But they should be in a place enough, either in front or
and they should be able to see what is going on.
They should be able to see what's going on.
And hear the sound of the verification.
Okay.
Right. So now the demo, we had 3 persons voting. One voted with what? Fingerprint verification. The other with what? Facial recognition. And the third person was what? Manual. Okay. At the close of the poll, the BVD should give us the records when they press what we call the M verifier on the BVD. It tells you the breakdown.
Okay.
How many people voted facial fingerprint verification, how many facial, how many manual, and it will give you the total.
Awesome.
At the close of the day, like I said, the ticks in the register and the blocks of the QR code in the register, together with the content that we are going to count when we are counting the ballot, should
match.
they should reconcile.
Okay. Everything must match.
Everything must match.
Okay.
Exactly.
Awesome.
So this is how it is. Okay?
Great.
Right. After we finish and done everything by 5 o'clock, or sometimes some voting may go beyond 5.
For those who are in the queue at 5,
Those who are
they
in the
can still
queue.
vote.
Exactly.
What about if voting is supposed to start at 7?
7.
If it starts at 8 o'clock, what happens?
Well,
If people are still.
if people are still there, okay, if people are in the queue at 5, they will continue voting. But if the voting starts at 8,
Yeah.
and at 5 there are no people in the queue, you still close the poll.
What is the latest that late voting has actually occurred? Has voting started at 10 or 11 before?
Well, if it starts 11 or 10, then maybe something major might have happened. And the presiding officer must report to the returning officer.
But will it still end at 5 o'clock?
No.
No matter what time it started?
If they discuss, elevate the issue to the returning officer, then the returning officer will communicate with the commission. What should be done.
Okay. There are a couple of questions on our board. People are really interested in this conversation. So Mark TT is going to throw those questions, just the voting questions. Pretty soon. You're watching GTV Breakfast 055-556-1034. This
Okay.
This is the pink
That's
sheet,
the pink
right?
sheet.
All right.
I would like to say that in Ghana, when you register, you are given a voter's ID card. However, on election day, if you misplace your voter's ID card,
Good.
or you can't find it, you can still walk to the polling station, provided you believe that that is where you registered. You go to the polling station. All that is needed is your biometrics. And biometrics, I mean your fingers and your face.
When you mention your name.
All that you do is that you go and mention your name to the name reference list officer. Don't be scared that because you don't have ID card, you will not join the queue. Okay. Join the queue.
All right.
Provided you are sure that that is your polling station. And I must say that the *711 *51# short code is still live. Ghanaians voters can check their details using that short code on all networks, okay, for people to be sure that, yes, this is my polling station. Even those who partake in the special voting, use that short code, *711 *51#.
Okay.
Sometimes people, because we are getting closer to the election day, people are checking. So it may delay, but continue doing that.
Okay.
It's toll free.
All righty.
Right. So you do that.
Okay.
And then it will tell you, confirm your details at your polling station so that you go on election. And it's going on until the day of elections.
Excellent. Right. We can take some questions now from those who are watching. The number is 055-556-1034. Multi-T is at the board. Multi-T, what are the election-related questions?
Thank you, Kaf. I also just like to add that we're streaming live across all social media handles, and on X, the entire show is there, and the entire educational process of how you can go and vote well. Messages, and I'm sure Ghanaians are taking pride in the EC's digital agenda. One says, are they going to announce the regional presidential results at the regional collation centers?
Yes, that's what we are going to do. So that will be an announcement of the regional, at each of the regional capitals.
Okay. The last, next question. Good morning, GTV BFS. Please ask Dr. Bossman Asare why there's delay in paying EC officials allowances after elections.
No, this year we've done a quality job in that, and we expect that after this election we are going to pay them. We'll try as much as possible to pay them before the end of the year.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. So those are the questions. Anything else you want to add, Mr. Tete and Dr.
Yes,
Asare?
I brought also the, my boss was talking about the collation.
Collation.
Right, so this sample of the 2012 collation sheets that we use to collate the results at the constituency collation.
So it has a polling station code, you have the parties,
exactly,
and then you have the rejected votes, you have the total votes. What is a rejected vote?
These are votes that has been cast into the ballot box, but they are invalid. Okay. So either you're talking about the rejected ballot. This is the right way to mark a ballot. Okay? You select or thumbprint for only one candidate. However, we have some voters who will go to the polling booth and then thumbprint for as many as they want. For their reasons, they know. Okay? So in situations like this, your vote, the candidate you voted for cannot be ascertained.
Okay.
Right, so it will be rejected.
This is the camera that is showing us. So this is correct.
That's the correct
No, the
way of
wrong way
marking.
is
If he has voted for three candidates, it will be rejected.
Okay.
Others also go to the poll. When you give them the ballot paper, they write their name.
What is wrong with them?
I don't know. Probably they want the candidate to know
I was
that
here,
they
so.
voted for Kafui Day.
So he puts his name there.
Yes, they write. Others also, of late, what we've been seeing is that they write their Momo number.
Well, they're expecting Jimensa to drop something for them.
It's not probably the agent. They'll write their Momo number and write their name. So Kwesi Momo this. And then for a particular candidate. So the agent will know that, Kwesi with this number voted for our person. So that go and take vote. Exactly.
But
So it will be rejected.
And then this one
And then this one, he voted in between.
on the border.
On the border, it will be rejected.
Okay.
We have others also take the ballot paper and they don't vote at all. No thumbprint at all.
Why?
Sometimes it's a protest. They don't like any of the candidates.
No votes.
Exactly. So those ones will be rejected. And then the last category of rejected ballot are ballot papers without the validating stamp at the back.
Oh.
So when you take your ballot paper, please make sure that it has been validated at the back, else it will be rejected during the counting.
Okay, so people are using the *711 *511 hash, and they say they're not getting the locations for where they are voting. Is that possible?
They should continue trying.
Try again.
Exactly.
Now we have this special case this year of the Okuadonko who passed away suddenly a couple of weeks ago. What will the ballot paper look like this year? Will her face be there?
I think, let me clarify. The commission had a meeting with the parties before Madam Okuadonko passed. We had already printed over 90% of the presidential ballots. So when we gave her party the opportunity to present another candidate, we noticed that they were not able to fulfill the requirements, so the person was disqualified. So we had a meeting with the parties and we mentioned to them that because of the time, commission wanted to maintain the ballot paper as it was. So as we speak now, come December 7th, Madame Okuadonko's name will be on the ballot, her picture and the party. But she is not a candidate for this election. So the commission has issued a statement that if you vote for her, your ballot will be deemed rejected.
Wow.
So vote for the other 12 candidates.
Okay.
And in our laws, the CI, we have a regulation which states that in the event there is an election and the candidate whose name is on the ballot, his picture, everything, decides to opt out, we still go into that election with the person's name and other details. So it's the same thing we are doing. So we want to encourage all Ghanaians who are going out there to vote first for the special voting on December 2nd and for the main elections December 7th, that Madame Okuadonko is not a candidate for this election. If you really love Madame Okuadonko, this is not the time to show, because if you show it, your ballot will be rejected. There are 12 other candidates. Just go out there and vote for any one of them.
Okay, I think that's just maybe one more question on the board. Yes?
There's a question asking if you can vote for only the presidential candidate and leave the parliamentary candidate out. So that's a question.
Can you do that?
Vote for...
Can you vote for only presidential candidates?
I think we need to understand, in this election, we have 277 different elections. Presidential election is one. And every constituency's election is different.
Yeah. So.
But what we are doing is that we are voting for each constituency parliamentary, we are voting with the presidential. So as a voter, you are going there to vote for presidential and parliamentary. So please make sure you vote for both presidential and parliamentary, because we are doing both together at each of their constituencies.
Okay. Final words, Mr. Tete, and then I'll leave you with the last word, Dr. Asare. Mr. Tete, anything people need to know about the process that you've showed us?
Well, what we've seen is that we usually come out with a lot of rejected ballots. Yes. And therefore, the stain is the causes of the rejected ballots.
What
Many a
stain?
time. When people vote and they don't clean their fingers. And in the course of voting, they touch another candidate. So we plead with voters as they go in, you vote, make sure you use the tissue in there to clean your hands before you start voting. Wipe your hands very well before you start folding the ballot paper.
So vote, wipe, fold. Is that it?
Exactly.
Vote,
Wipe,
wipe,
and
and
fold.
fold.
Exactly.
That should be the hashtag.
Right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fred Tete, who is Deputy Director, Research, Monitoring and Evaluation at the Electoral Commission. Deputy Chair, what's your word? 9 days to elections.
I'll re-echo what my colleague said. If your voter's ID card is missing, or for one reason or the other, you cannot find it, please, on December 7th, just go to the polling station. The names reference list officers are there, and their job is to ensure that when you mention your name, they will look at your last name and they'll be able to identify your name. Then finally, December 7th, we are just some 9 days away. Please, we have printed ballot papers for every registered voter. There are over 18,700,000 people. Let's go there in our numbers so that we have a very higher voter turnout than we did in 2020. And I believe when we do that, it will send a clear message to all the politicians that Ghanaians are interested in their democracy and Ghanaians are demanding their democracy.
Where's the pink sheet?
The pink sheet, the actual name is here. It's not, the name is Statement of Poll and Declaration of Results.
My brother, we like pink sheets.
But because of the color,
We like pink sheet. So
maybe in future we'll think of changing the color.
No, we like pink sheet. This is what's going to determine people's destiny in 9 days' time. I'm so honored to hold it. The pink sheet, taking us out of this moment with the Electoral Commission. Stick around. This is GTV Breakfast. 7 minutes to 10 o'clock. We still have more for you. It's a big buffet breakfast, only on GTV. Calf and the pink sheet.